As some people are aware, I've been blogging about Maria Valtorta's book. Well, her great work, the Gospel as Revealed to Me, or the Poem of the Man God. And lately, I've been finishing off my library with buying every single book that I can get on her. For example, I got The Life with Maria Valtorta, the Testimonies by Marta Dicciotti, which is a large book in Italian, 500 pages. This Maria Valtorta was bedridden, and so this lady stayed with her, helped her during the latter part of her life after her mother died. And so we have this testimony from Maria Dicciotti. We also have I've spoken about the notebooks, the 3-volume notebooks before, and we also have the little notebooks, the quadernetti. We have the book of Azariah, which is a commentary on the Gospels of the year. If we remember, in the Old Mass, it was a set lectionary, so you would have had set Gospels for the whole year. And so this book is a commentary on those Gospels at the time, given to her by her angel, Azariah. And then we have the lessons on the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. But I suppose I really want to talk to you today is really about the Valtorta Enigma. So I had bought the Valtorta Enigma, the first volume, and for some reason I was hoping to get the second volume in English. But when I saw all of the other books on the website, well, I just ordered the Italian version, but you can get it in English. But together, these two books, written by Jean-François Lavère, these two books, 800 pages, speak about the science in the writings of Maria Valtorta. Some people, it's interesting the comments I get whenever I talk about this mystic. And again, there's no mystic or Catholic writer I've invested so much time into studying all of her writings, because I do believe this mystic offers something to the church that is badly needed in this time. So many times when we talk about our projects in the church, or we talk about liturgy or catechesis, so many times, for example, if you look at the current synodal process in Ireland, it has catechesis and faith formation up there among the many spaghetti points that they're trying to talk out. And you have lots of people sitting around tables around Ireland discussing catechesis and faith formation, forgetting that at the end of that process, there is an actual encounter with God, a real God. We can learn the catechesis off by heart and not have met Christ, or being transformed by Christ, or being able to touch him in prayer mystically. People think, oh, it's all what's Robert Nugent saying here? What I'm trying to get to you is Christ is real, living. His word is real. Scripture, sacred scripture, is real. And when you start reading the writings of Maria Valtorta, you're immediately brought back to sacred scripture. It's like you're immediately got brought back. And while the church will discern over the next number of decades, and rightly so, about these writings, as many have said, the inspiration of God is there in her writings. There could be no other way of saying this. And, the church has never condemned these works, saying you should not read them because they go against the faith and morals of the church. They were condemned back in the day because any type of private revelations could only be published with an imprimatur. And there was all this squabbles around imprimaturs, which they did get. 2 bishops did give their imprimaturs. The Pope himself said, publish these books. And yes, the politics of getting the imprimaturs. Maybe if Maria Valtorta had paid the money that the priests were asking for her to pay in the Vatican, she might have got the imprimatur. But I think she wasn't going to go down that road of paying a bribe, and maybe that was a test that the Vatican was using to her. But as look, between the cut and thrust of all of this, her works were never condemned because they went against faith and morals of the church. Never. The church would have said that. So you have this 2 volumes of the Valtorta Enigma. And I'm going to start blogging about the second volume. I have spoken already about the first volume. You can actually get this on PDF form for free on the internet if you just Google it. Valtorta Enigma Volume 1. It's there. And why am I talking about this? Who goes and writes 800 pages about the science in the writings of Maria Valtorta? No person, humanly speaking, could just write this in one setting with no revisions, with no weeks and months spent in libraries doing research. It is simply humanly impossible to write the works that Maria Valtorta wrote. Humanly impossible. And so since we know it's humanly impossible, what supernatural force is behind this? I think it's the finger of God pointing us back to Christ. Because as I said, when you go to Mass, you're encountering the living God, body, blood, soul, and divinity at Mass. Your soul should be inflamed at every liturgy. If you think about it, and we just meditate a little bit on the Last Supper, at no time during the 3 years that his disciples was with him did Christ ever wash their feet. No time. And yet that evening, you can imagine, they remember every minute of it because it is the day before his death. And it was emotional for them. There was a lot of emotions happening, as they remembered that evening. And yet oftentimes we go to liturgy and there's no emotion. People think that emotions aren't important. Yes, they are extremely important. Who doesn't love somebody that they show the emotion that they love that person? Imagine a man that just shows no emotion towards the woman he loves, that's not tender, etc., etc. Or you would ask, well, what type of relationship with this? And so many people find religion and Catholicism extremely dry, empty, archaic, academic, and yet we are called to go deeper into this, to be mystics and to have a personal relationship with Christ. And I suppose it's in this highly intellectual age, highly scientific age. I mean, it is, we live where it's in this age we have this work with so much science embedded in her writings, because the miracle of Maria Valtorta, about Maria Valtorta's life, the miracle is in her writings. That's where you will find the miracle of Maria Valtorta's life, in her writings. And in her writings we encounter this thousands of scientific verifiable facts that no human person could just write from one moment to the next. Anyway, I will be blogging more about the Valtorta Enigma, but you can go on to the Valtorta Enigma and buy volume 1 and 2 on Amazon. And again, I'm not being paid to promote these books, but I suppose I want to drive this awareness to people that this work is so badly needed in the church for our time, and to encourage people to buy it. Anyway, God bless you, and greetings from sunny Ireland. It seems the summer has finally arrived here. It's a beautiful day, 20 degrees. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.